This is a psychotropic substance.
It's higher intelligence after all.
Contraindications?
You can have a chat with God.
What actions or measures should or can be appropriately taken regarding issues of erection? And also libido?
Psilocybin is kind of mild, but fly agaric is mind-blowing.
Have you tried tripping?
Everyone around me is on mushrooms.
Hello friends! I'm glad to welcome you to my channel. My name is Dr.Naumchuk and I am a urologist. And today my guest is the queen of mushrooms, the mother of mushrooms. I don't know, a person who...
A forest nymph.
A forest nymph, a person who knows about mushrooms, about microdosing. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The first question I ask everyone, when was the last time you visited a urologist?
I've never been there.
You'll think about it now, right? After this? Should women also come to us, to urologists?
I'm aware because I watched video on TikTok.
Cystitis is not for gynecologists. That's why we treat both women and men. Well, the point is, it's just a general question I ask everyone. You know what I'm curious about? Microdosing. How long have you been doing this, actually?
About 4 years, maybe even a little more.
Where did it start for you?
Specifically practicing it. But it actually started back in my childhood. I've been picking mushrooms since I was a kid. My family always had fly agaric tincture. My grandma always had it. Fly agaric tincture, morel tincture.
So, your parents, your grandma, they used to pick mushrooms and give them to people, treating them for something?
Because fly agaric tincture relieves pain. Like if your knees hurt or your hands are twisted or some other issue, they either make compresses or rub it in, and that's it. The pain is gone.
When did you first try microdosing?
About 4 years ago, I tried it.
What exactly was the primary reason that you...
Depression, a way out of depression.
A depressive state? Who recommended it to you?
Friends of mine recommended it. So I went into the woods and picked some myself. And that's how I tried it, and after that I started using it regularly. No, actually, it was probably about 5 years ago.
How much time passed from your first dose until you realized you had let go of that situation?
I probably took it for about 2 months, but the realization itself came a little later. It was only later that I sat down, analyzed it, and thought, magic.
What have you tried in general? So you've been doing this for 4 years. Do you regularly take any microdosing? Do you take anything?
I take fly agaric 2 or 3 times a year in courses.
What should the course be like?
There's no such thing as should be.
Well, a month, 2, 3.
Everyone figures it out for themselves. Well, I think from 1 to 3 months. I usually take it for about a month because around November, that gloomy weather, slush and all that stuff starts to get to me a bit. So I take it for a month then, and then in the summer I have a month of really hard physical work and I kind of can't handle it. I have a lot of people around, a lot of communication. I can't talk to you. That's when I take it, and maybe also in the spring in March, if it's a bad March, basically, when there's not enough sun.
It's like, you know, everything's fine, but it's individual for everyone. Moderation, measure, that's an important thing.
No, it's prescribed. I mean, it exists.
Tell us, yes.
Well, for each substance it's different. That's all there is to it.
So let's say there's a person who weighs 100 kilos. They have a certain microdose.
It doesn't depend on weight.
Microdose doesn't depend on weight.
Microdosing fly agaric doesn't depend on weight. It depends on the person's psycho-emotional state. If it's a delicate lady, say with an art education, with such a sensitive inner world,
Yes.
she needs a very tiny dose, like 0.2 grams of fly agaric.
Per kilogram? Or how? How is this microdosing calculated?
Per day. Well, the daily dosage, that's the daily dosage. And if it's some serious man, completely unshakable, and now he's, say, in the Eastern, he can take even 2. That's all there is to it. It's only determined by trial and error.
No, but there is poisoning if someone eats fly agarics.
Poisoning from fly agaric?
Yes.
Well, I haven't...
Am I wrong?
There aren't stories like that with fly agaric. Back in the 18th or 16th century, some child got lost in the forest and ate those fly agarics for 3 days and died from it. That's it, just one account.
But if you do take a large amount, does it have some kind of psychotropic effect?
Yes.
What kind?
A very strong one.
What kind?
Well, you can have a chat with God. These are very strong hallucinations.
You can have a chat with God.
Are you serious? I'm telling you, I don't recommend tripping to anyone at all because...
What is that? Are there trips even with microdosing?
Of course. How could there not be? It's not just things like ayahuasca or some other drugs.
Well, with ayahuasca, yes.
Well, you can do all that with mushrooms too. But what's the thing? Psilocybin is banned here. That's only possible in other countries, but fly agaric is legal here. But psilocybin is kind of mild, while fly agaric is mind-blowing. You can never predict what will happen. That's why I don't recommend it to anyone. When people tell me they want to eat a large dose of fly agaric and reach enlightenment, I immediately tell them, that's not for me.
Have you tried tripping?
Number, taking it in large amounts is a scary thing. You shouldn't do it.
Examples you've encountered?
Something extreme?
Yes.
One man wrote to me a really long message telling me that he took fly agaric, either 16 grams or 20 grams at once. And he said that for 3 days he was tripping so hard it was a disaster, that he saw other worlds. And he describes all of this in quite vivid detail. And that everyone, all people, are evil. There's no point talking to them. You need to leave this world. So basically, the person was having suicidal thoughts. I asked him, when did you take it? And the guy tells me, 4 months ago. Blogger, I say. And it's been holding you for 4 months, right? Well, that's a shift. That's schizophrenia. That's all there is to it. And I tell him, the only place for you is to see a psychiatrist. Because he was asking me for advice on what to do. I say, you need to go to a psychiatrist. There are no other options here. And he says that his relatives have already taken him to a psychiatrist. And he says, I can see that these people only want to harm me. And then he starts telling me some manic nonsense. And that's it. And this could last for a very long time.
Okay. Now let's talk about the law itself. How is it, well, officially, is it officially somehow prohibited or restricted in any way?
Blogger, well, it's not a banned mushroom.
Psychotropic substances.
Blogger, so what, not banned? How it is?
You can't smoke weed, but you can eat mushrooms.
Yes, it's a psychotropic substance.
Which affects a person. But as of today, Ukrainian legislation doesn't regulate this in any way, at least for now. Do you currently have anything in pharmacies in the form of microdosing?
In Israel, you can literally walk into a pharmacy and they have fly agaric, psilocybin, and anything you want.
Uh-huh. Got it.
They have it in the States too.
Like, you know,
Well, yeah, fly agaric is banned
States?
only in Moldova. There you can't even collect or sell them at all. Strangely enough, not in the Netherlands, because they cultivate a culture of psilocybin mushrooms there, along with all their weed and so on. And also in some Latin American countries. So Belarus and Russia have only just joined in.
A question regarding urology. I'm interested in this, and everyone else is too. We've gathered here to talk about all of this. Is there any kind of microdosing that has a positive effect on male sexual health?
If you're looking for an immediate effect, that's the stinkhorn mushroom in its raw form. Its Latin name is Phallus impudicus. Well, what could possibly be unclear about that? Yes. But you have to find it exclusively in the egg stage, meaning the mushroom is unripe, and eat it. So you eat one of its eggs.
Is this the immediate effect from the mushroom?
Yes, it's immediate. You eat it at lunch, and in the evening you have an interesting night, that's it.
Tomorrow back to the forest. So as I understand it, from a medical point of view, it increases blood flow to the pelvic organs, causes an erection, well, desire.
Desire, yes. And also a bit of desire up here in the head. But on the other hand, if you take a course of cordyceps, this is also feedback from men, not women. Men, my acquaintance says, then your sex life improves. Well, everything becomes much more interesting for people. These are reviews from people who've been married for a long time and things have gotten a bit dull.
What should or can a man actually take regarding his erection, his libido, his desire to have a fulfilling sex life, and so on and so forth?
The desire to have a sex life, and in general, the desire to live this is exclusively fly agaric.
These are different things. Desire to live and have sex life.
No, that's a good combination. All of this should be taken together. For increasing libido, that's cordyceps.
We're not promoting the use of mushrooms or microdosing. This is entirely your own decision. So you can write in the comments whether you're for or against it and what you choose. It will be very interesting to read about this. Once again, this is not propaganda. Think carefully before taking anything and read all the information.
There are really detailed videos where I explain how to distinguish mushrooms, yes, what they look like, how to tell them apart, and in which forest to find them. Well, you just need to...
And you need to find forest at a certain how?
Of course, they can't just...
So tell us, where should we look? Go ahead.
Either a pine forest or a mixed forest. Well, generally, for example, you won't find a stinkhorn mushroom in a birch grove.
You hear that? Do you have an amber territory coming up soon? That's where he picks.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is with my neighbor and me. That's how we split the panther mushrooms.
Seriously? So he's not allowed to go in.
It's a really rare kind of mushroom.
What does it do?
If you take it in a very, very tiny dose, it acts like an energy drink, like a crazy strong energy booster. People who do hard physical labor, for example, or don't get much sleep, they can use it. But you shouldn't use it for a long period of time. But in general, people don't take it for those reasons. I'm just telling it like it is.
Then what for?
Well,
As a psychedelic?
to talk to spirits,
Trips?
to trip.
Seriously?
Yeah, well, because it's cheap and that's it. That's the harsh truth of life, unfortunately.
These individuals who try such hallucinogenic mushrooms can actually move on to harder, more dangerous drugs, by the way.
Well, you do realize they're not trying mushrooms because they want to try mushrooms, but because cocaine is expensive.
Interesting.
But you know what the other side of that coin is? Many drug addicts use the panther mushroom to get off drugs, even off solstice, salt, that wild stuff. But there are certain methods. I actually have a friend who works in rehabilitation. He has his own method, and it's based exclusively on the panther mushroom. Silence, no one around, they're isolated, no phones, so they can't find stashes or anything like that. And in 2 or 3 weeks, he gets a person clean, because that's how he got clean himself. Well, that's his personal experience. He used to take everything you could possibly take.
And what does he use now? Some kind of substances, mushrooms, right? So, microdosing?
Yes, on the red fly agaric. He takes it, works out, looks great, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, everything's good with him.
Okay, considering everything you're saying about all this microdosing, what do you have in your medicine cabinet at home?
I don't have a medicine cabinet at home. I just don't have one.
So at home you have microdosing stuff, tinctures, rubs.
Well, yeah, that's it. And I've got my little mushroom standing there. I don't have a medicine cabinet or anything like that, like if I get sick or something.
Is there a difference in effect between different types of mushrooms?
Well, yes, definitely. Each mushroom has its own purpose. For example, if you eat chanterelles, you're doing some kind of anti-parasitic cleanse. If you eat them for a long time, they improve your eyesight. And if you eat fly agaric, your mental state gets better. Of course, that's...
If I have moderate PS and I start eating mushrooms, will I see better? How much of those microdoses do I need to eat to
see better.
To see better?
I ate them for half a year. My eyesight got worse. I ate chanterelles for half a year, and one time I got behind the wheel in the evening and was driving. Damn, I realized I couldn't see anything. My eyesight got worse after COVID. I ate them for half a year, and that's it. After half a year, my vision improved. I ate them every single day, and I took a large dose, not the one recommended in the instructions.
You've been consistently microdosing for a significant period of 4 years now.
Yes.
What kind of side effects have you noticed in yourself?
I didn't have any because I didn't exceed the dosage, that's all. Why should I have had any?
All your acquaintances who know you and also microdose?
No, not all of them.
What do people say?
About what?
Those who don't microdose?
Those don't microdose.
Are there people who don't believe in it?
They're comfortable living in depression, in a victim mindset. They're fine with it.
Like, it's as if you just take mushrooms and everything will be okay. Life will be all rainbows.
Well, yeah, but not everyone wants to live in happiness. Some people like living in depression, being a victim. Why not? There are people like that. There are a lot of sufferers these days.
If we take, for example, the guys coming back from the war, they're all in a depressive state and they start microdosing.
Not all of them should take it, first of all, because...
Are there contraindications?
Of course. Mental disorders. And almost all of them have them... Almost every one of them has some early stage of schizophrenia or something else. And here it's only under their own responsibility and that of their relatives. I have one case where a girl's brother came and he had been diagnosed with something like that. She says, but I've read everything, all the information. I want him to try it and he wants to try it too. And she says, I'll move in with him, live with him, and I'll keep things under control. He also used to do drugs at some point. I say it could happen that he just wants to take a bigger dose, to get a stronger effect. She says, I'll live with him and I'll be the one giving it to him and I'll regulate everything. And that's it. She couldn't be happier. She lived with him for a month, she says. Can you imagine he said that I made him want to live again? Well, a person who...
But what if they stop taking it?
I don't know. Wait, he needs to be stabilized.
So he has to,
Well, for him it's really like...
as you say, he'll realize himself that...
Oh, yeah, when a person gets the desire to live, then you can live just fine without mushrooms.
Does microdosing cause any kind of addiction at all?
Microdosing does not cause addiction. There's even this idea, that people say the mushroom is a higher intelligence, that a person stops taking mushrooms on their own. You just wake up one morning and forget to take it, and that's it. And that's a sure sign that your course is finished. The request has been fulfilled, that's all. Well, the fact that my brain started working better is undeniable. My reactions to everything became much quicker. And what else I can say, what I noticed is that if something used to be a problem before, now it's not a problem anymore. It's just some task and it's solved.
Did you have any particularly significant insights or profound revelations during your experience with microdosing? Or among the people you consult with?
Well, I didn't have any particular insights or revelations, but everything just became stable, everything settled down. For some people that might be an insight or revelation, but for me it wasn't.
How did your relatives react to this? That you, in a way, became calmer? Because they're also on mushrooms?
Yeah. Everyone in my family is on mushrooms.
Are there people who don't accept this? Who are completely against it? Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Well, around you, maybe others?
No one around me.
How should beginners start microdosing properly?
First, study the information and understand what you want. Read through absolutely everything. And so you understand why you're doing it. I send everyone to a special blog section I made on the website where there are tons of articles.
Where you can go and read through them?
Yes, go and read them. All the answers to every question are there. And take this seriously. Not just like,
This isn't aspirin.
I want people to at least use their heads a little and first of all read.
Should a beginner always consult a doctor?
Well, ideally, if they were to consult a medical doctor, then absolutely they should.
Or with you?
Well, I'm not a doctor. I can't provide the kind of consultation a professional can.
How do you recommend it? So how does it work? Is this just your recommendation or do you...
Well, I only share things based on my personal experience and the experience of my clients. If someone sends me their diagnosis, I say, sorry, I'm not a doctor, I'm not qualified.
Okay, now I will read to you some common questions people often ask me on Instagram.
All right.
And we'll answer some of them. How would you assess the overall impact of microdosing on your life in general?
Definitely, it is positive.
At what specific age can you actually start microdosing at all?
Amanita should only be taken after reaching adulthood. It's not allowed for children, not before adulthood.
Are there any types of microdosing that are allowed for children today?
Well, lion's mane. Of course, lion's mane, chanterelles and stinkhorn mushrooms are allowed. As far as I know, studies have been conducted on 3 or 4-year-old children. That's the youngest age for lion's mane.
And what does it do? Does it make children feel calmer, better?
No, it's not about being calmer, it's about development. For example, if a child has developmental delays, this is a great thing. Amanita mushrooms reset things, but lion's mane, I wouldn't even say it resets anything.
So for children?
Children, well, they don't need to reset their brains. Everything is fine with them as long as their parents haven't messed up their brains, everything is fine.
But again, do you know any children, families who actually use microdosing, by the way?
Lion's mane? Yes, I know. And I know that children have amazing results. But there are children with different diagnoses, Of course, pregnant women can't take it. Well, pregnant women basically can't take anything.
These are psychotropics. Yes, they can't even take aspirin. And with paracetamol, you still have to prove it's safe. Okay. Aside from the website, I'll ask right away about where everything is described in detail. What other resources or sources of information can you recommend for those interested in this?
Here's an interesting thing, I can recommend some, but the thing is they're all in Russian, even our Kiev Institute of Fungotherapy. All the videos are in Russian. And when I first started recommending them to people, I was told that it was a betrayal. And after that, I said, get your information.
What is the Institute of Fungotherapy?
In Kiev, well, I mean, fungotherapy is,
About mushrooms?
yes, we have an institute in Kiev.
And in Ukraine?
They also sell fly agaric.
By the way, speaking of psychotherapists, psychologists, and addiction specialists, how do they generally react to these microdoses?
They don't. Some are fine with it. Some understand.
What addiction specialists say this?
Well, you know, here's the thing. So all the doctors I know, well, in my close circle, they say, of course, fly agaric is the best thing. We've all known about this for a long time. But we have protocols, you know. We can't just, we can only talk about this at the table, right? Well, that's it.
And you, without any protocols, just go ahead and prescribe it.
I don't prescribe anything. I just recommend.
We hope we've answered all your questions. If you still have any, feel free to ask in the comments. We answer your questions. All the links are in the description. Subscribe once again to my YouTube channel, Urologist Levchuk. There's more interesting stuff to come. Thank you for coming, for enlightening us a bit on this topic. Tell me, has anyone tried any microdosing? What were your impressions from it? Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe.
Thank you.